Hey, this is Hannah. So I want to take a little bit of time to discuss the research that I've been doing about my modern midterm essay. So really trying hard to keep in mind why it's important to just learn and embody the history of where we're living and creating in our daily lives. So taking that in consideration while walking around the Detroit Historical Museum, I was really inspired by a lot of different events that have happened either in our past or are currently happening right now. But one project in particular that has been standing out to me has been the Heidelberg Project. So essentially the Heidelberg Project is an outdoor art exhibit that uses abstract art, whether it be abandoned buildings, found objects, or even the people on the east side neighborhoods, to protest against violence. This is really, really important because, as we all know, Detroit does not have the best rep in regards to secureness and overall acceptance and peacefulness within its community members. So Tyree Gowton, who is the founder of the Heidelberg Project, has used this to inspire his project. This, in a sense, is to inspire people to appreciate and use art to not only enrich their lives, but the social and economic health of the community. So like I mentioned, he uses abandoned buildings, found objects, and people to peacefully protest, which this in itself is a very large statement because oftentimes the differences between community members causes conflicts where, as a result, lashing out in violence becomes the end result. So Tyree was really frustrated with how society was functioning and wanted to do something about it. And as this project started to develop, he was able to use community members to help either influence the art, come in themselves and create it, or work together to really strengthen the overall appearance and importance of this project. And it wasn't really until Tyree understood why these neighborhoods were shifting, because the East Side was traditionally known as an upper class, middle class neighborhood of diversity, whereas once violence and economic problems really started to take over, that's when you could see a dramatic shift in that neighborhood. So as a result, there were a lot of people moving out who were even unable to live in that community, therefore really advancing the inequality in that region of Detroit. So as these conditions continued to worsen, he wanted to highlight this and really bring the attention to Detroit's community and realize that this is a problem in our community and that it needs to be addressed. And I honestly think without him creating this project that we would still be having a very large problem with violence, or it just wouldn't be as discussed as much. And this project is still continuing on today. You can still go there tomorrow if you really wanted to. But even if it isn't necessarily like in your face saying, you know, this like anti-violence, all this kind of stuff, you can really read into each of the houses and little aspects into each art exhibit and find a meaning for yourself as to why we need to grow together as a community and use each other for strength and not just tear each other down because of the differences. And that's kind of something that he focuses on, the shift in between the middle class portion of the east neighborhoods to the lower class poverty level. So that's just something that has really been sparking some thoughts in my head and just has really put in my head that we need to really learn to value each person's role in society and not discriminate because maybe they don't follow the social norms that are put in place of that region. So although I haven't personally experienced any violence in my life, I have been able to watch the unfolding and just hearing about the riots and different kind of protests that have been going on in Detroit. I think it's very important that we keep using art and influencing the community to take a stance against violence.